here with Mike LeBarre, and he's running for the 20th District Congress, and he's going to be running against Sam Farr. Of course, Sam Farr has been there a long time, and it's time to get rid of him, make him go away. Mike, why don't you first tell us a little bit about yourself, and thanks for being on the show. I appreciate it.
I really appreciate the opportunity, John. Well, I guess the main thing is just an average guy. I'm out there working every day, trying to build my life, just like everyone else is out there. I wouldn't be in this race if we had leaders that were doing the right thing for our country. But unfortunately, more often than not, what we find is the decisions that they're making are hampering our abilities and our freedoms. So one of the things that I'm focused on is making sure that we get people that are up there making decisions that are good for all Americans. That means for us now and future generations, because the way we're going right now, this could be the first time we could be the generation that leaves our country worse off than the one that we were born into. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that is not how it goes on.
Let me ask you a question. You know, we all know what the problems are. And if you were to win this election, what would be maybe one or two or three of the most important things that you're going to go after right away?
Well, it's absolutely essential when we have candidates and we want to make a difference in this country that we need people who are putting up real plans. The cornerstone of my campaign is my simplified revenue plan. It's a system that brings honesty back to the government, puts more money back into people's pockets, but even more so, it clearly shows who is for the American people and who is for business as usual politics in Washington. If I'm so graced to be elected and be the representative of this new district, the very first day after the election, I will be contacting every member of Congress and asking them, do you support this plan? Do you support the American people? Are you going to stay with the status quo? We have to put these people on record because for too often they just spout the rhetoric, they say what is ever needed to get elected, and then they go to Washington and forget about everything. I'm not going to forget. I'm not here to be a congressman. I am here to make something better in our country. More money in our pocket, a simplified revenue system, which means we know what the tax rates are. Businesses will be able to plan now because they know what's coming down the line. It'll be the same tax rate. Right now, businesses have no clue what's coming down. They cannot hire people because they don't even know what the cost is to hire somebody. So it all depends, and it all is about getting money back into the people's hands, creating honest government and honest accounting. That's why I'll be forcefully pushing my plan and making sure that this is the first item on the agenda. We have to start doing things differently, and we have to start putting our country first, because it's not happening now.
I agree. And I think our energy policy is none. The energy policy that we have doesn't seem to be working. What do you think about drilling here and drilling now?
Well, all over this country, there's different types of energy. Just recently, we saw the labor union for the coal miners, the head of them, stand up and castigate our president because his EPA is getting to put away quality American jobs because he wants to shut down coal plants. But it's okay for us to mine the coal and ship it overseas and let other countries benefit from our resources. That is absolutely the wrong policy for America. We can build clean nuclear plants to provide energy and low emissions. We have an abundant source of natural gas, which is cheap and quite effective. We have coal, we have oil, plus we have all the renewables of wind, solar, water. But even when we have all of this, our main obstacle is environmental groups. I mean, they want to tear down dams to help fish, dams that produce electricity to help fish. They don't care that our costs have already doubled. They don't care that our gasoline costs have already doubled. And they're not caring because the individuals that are usually head of these groups, they already have their money. These extra costs don't bother them.
Well, I think the oil, the oil problem, we don't have a shortage of oil. We're sending 4% of our oil to China. So, and we started at $1.80 a gallon when Obama got in, and I just paid $4.45 a gallon in San Francisco a couple of days ago. So the problem is large, and the problem is very complicated. So I'm hoping that yourself and several other people get in there and straighten out the oil problem. That's going to be a big item for this election. That and, of course, jobs. Yes.
Now, part of my plan, I talk about setting the foundation, which is preparing for success. And a portion of that is that unleashing the economic potential of energy production in this country. When other countries see that we are actually committed and we're going to start producing more energy and we're on our way to energy independence, you will see the price drop drastically.
We're going to take a little break.
All right, then.
And we're going to be right back.